Thank you. My name's Adrian Pickering. I'm the founder of Robotica Machine Learning. What we do at Robotica is we help you to be better at being you. So what I mean by that is to do what you do a bit better. And I'm mainly talking about better decision making. All those decisions that you take, how much credit to extend to a supplier, how to set custom prices, when to get a piece of critical hardware swapped out. We help you to make better decisions and to put more trust in your decisions. And we do this by embedding automated machine learning end to end at the heart of your organization and make AI as routine as firing up a spreadsheet in Excel. So we help you to become an AI-driven enterprise. And you want to become AI driven as opposed to just using AI. First of all, the technologies are there, they're great, they work really well, they've gained a lot of maturity, and sophisticated machine learning modeling approaches can extend your reach. They can increase your opportunities, lower your costs, increase your efficiency, and often there's a really very, very rapid ROI, particularly compared to traditional machine learning methods or software development methods. And also, your competitors are starting to move into automated machine learning, into being an AI-driven enterprise, and you might need to run just to keep up. Big business is sold on AI. Those who rule data will rule the world. The next battleground's AI. Gartner says that AI is a game changer. Fortunes are to be made by successfully applying artificial intelligence. And when prospecting and mining, automated tools will get you further and faster than methods that rely predominantly on manpower. If you're joining the gold rush, you need the best pickaxe and shovel, and for AI, that's automated machine learning. Data scientists are key to delivering many AI programs. I'll tell you now that this chart is made up, but the salaries are real. What it serves to do is illustrate, though, there's a growing gap between the supply of data scientists and the need for them. And the consequence of that is that recruitment of data scientists is very difficult. There's a big lead time, 3 months, 6 months, even more than that. And then they've got to learn the business before they can start to be productive. They have high salary expectations, maybe £100,000 or more. And because there's this supply demand problem, they want to be working on the fun stuff. They don't want to be doing the boring jobs, the data preparation, all that kind of thing. Ultimately, as well, retaining a data scientist is not necessarily an easy thing to do. The average for data scientists is between 1 and 2 years before they move on, and they're going to your competitors, they're taking your ideas, your processes, and their knowledge with them. So what makes data science so difficult? Why are data scientists so prized? I'm quite taken by data scientists. Data scientists have a very particular set of skills they've acquired over a very long career, skills that make them a nightmare to recruit. But it's a unicorn problem. They need these 3 things. They need to understand your business, they need to be really good at programming, and they have to be maths and stats experts. That's a very unusual, difficult to acquire set of skills. But when you move into automated machine learning, Robotica takes care of the coding, it takes care of the maths and stats, it supports you in your domain expertise, in the validation of that and in the governance of that. So it allows the users to focus only on domain knowledge, something that will be much richer in your organization. And effectively, this means that Robotica is turning your business analysts, your executives, those who know the business, into data scientists. The really hard problems might still need to be solved by data scientists, but opportunities exist throughout your business where, and you want to let those closest to the problem solve them. Just as in the 80s, 90s and beyond, desktop computer revolution, Microsoft Office, they revolutionized the way we work. We don't have typist pools anymore. Automated machine learning is starting to deliver that same kind of shift from data science labs into automated machine learning to empower more people. And there are a lot of advantages to this. It's not just the acquisition of data scientists, it's also a data scientist, a really, really good data scientist might know 3, maybe 6 modeling algorithms really, really well, well enough to apply them effectively. And it will take 3 months, maybe even 12 months to create a model, deploy it. Deployment is difficult. Data science world is facing the same kind of difficulties in getting software out the door that the software development world was facing 10, 20 years ago, where it was much of an afterthought rather than being put up front as we do now with the DevOps approaches. So traditional AI methods, they're slow, they're limited, they're difficult. Automated machine learning, you'll have hundreds or more of algorithms available at your disposal. These algorithms will be pitched against each other automatically so that you will always be getting the best algorithm. You'll always be getting the best modeling approach, regardless of the knowledge of the people on your team. And the models, instead of taking months to create, they can be created in weeks, even hours once they're first up and running. And the deployments, one-click deployments, and even fully automated deployments. And all you need are the business domain knowledge experts, your business analysts, your executives. This is kind of what a traditional machine learning data science lab might look like. You've got to bring in the data, you've got lots and lots of programming tasks, typically in Python or R. Then you've got the data scientists doing their really difficult, high brain power work, working out how to solve the problem, and refining that until they can get it out the door and monitor it. And also in this, you've got considerations around bias, you've got considerations around meeting business expectations, and this whole thing end to end, it's rare that you won't have a first deployment inside 6 months or more, a first commercial deployment. With the Robotica stack, with the Robotica platform, you have fully automated machine learning end to end. Getting started, so by getting started, I basically mean the equivalent of one first deployment. That first deployment might take a few weeks, maybe even a few months, but once you're there, once you've done that knowledge transfer, this bit, the automated machine learning is constantly renewing based on those incoming streams. It's constantly finding the best modeling approach and the best versions of models for your current set of data. It's always up to date. It's always the best it can be. So
7 minutes, Adrian. Cool.
Thanks, John. If your business, let's say something in your marketplace, something in your business, there's been some kind of change recently, normally you'd have to go back and rethink all your modeling approaches. With this, let's say, for instance, a pandemic hits. With this will automatically work out that there's a better modeling approach and push that out the door. So this isn't just about seeing ROI sooner, it's also the additional opportunities you get to take on. Instead of just the opportunities that data scientists can deliver, the top 3 problems, top 5 problems, you're now able to chase the long tail. So what does that mean in a FinTech perspective? FinTech is probably the most significant area to apply automated machine learning, to apply the Robotica platform. And within that, fraud is a very, very big problem. In the UK, we've got 3.5 million cases of fraud every year, 190 billion pounds in losses each year, of which about 140 billion in the private sector, 40 billion in the public sector. Most of that is against the NHS. So what do we mean by AI for combating fraud? There's questions like, is the person who they are they really the person they say they are? Can they, for instance, if they're taking out credit, do they have the means to pay you back that they say they do? Organized crime is a big concern as well, but also insider fraud is another big one. People within your own organization looking to defraud you or your suppliers or your customers. And then within that, there's a couple of different ways you can think about fraud. You can be chasing the existing fraudulent behavior using a technique called supervised machine learning, where you're saying, we recognize that this particular pattern of fraud is taking place. We want to be able to see it when it happens. But more importantly is identifying new fraudulent behavior. These are anomaly detections using something called unsupervised machine learning. It's by far and away the best approach to tackle this. This kind of problem, think of it as one of these things is not like the others. And what we're doing here is we're using historic data to identify patterns that are different from the norm, and this allows you to keep up with the many permutations and features that you will not be able to do effectively with high efficacy with traditional AI expert system or heuristic approaches. And finding fraudulent data is a needle in a haystack problem. Very, very small amount of your data is going to be fraudulent. So this creates things like imbalanced data sets. It makes it hard to prepare, hard to train and test your data. Automated machine learning from Robotica makes this a very easy task.
That's 10 minutes, Adrian. Okay.
Can I have 1 more minute?
Yeah, far away. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Very, very quickly, fraud is an arms race. You've got fraudsters trying to stay ahead of the game. They're looking for flaws and loopholes in your system. You need to rapidly turn around to detect and prevent. And very, very quickly, one of the top global banks is using part of the Robotica machine learning stack, and they have an ROI of $150 million in annual revenue and cost savings in just one division on one particular type of credit card fraud. This was delivered in less than 12 months. Within a year, they deployed 84 projects without data scientists. Thank you very much. That's me. That's Robotica Machine Learning. Please do ask questions at the end.